Hi everybody, this is Dave Snell, and it's time once again to check out wonderful work by Woodfront Kitchens. We're in Dunlap. We're at the Deitrichs, Susan and Doug, and they have presented a real plan that you're going to see marvelous things as always. And so, of course, to introduce this is Mr. Woodfront himself, a veteran of I won't say how many years, but it's a lot. And here is Dave Russell. Great to see you, my friend.
Good afternoon, my friend. Good to see you.
This is going to be one of the most expansive jobs I think that we have talked about.
Could well qualify to be in the top tier for sure. To give a little background, Doug and Susan were in the area 25, 30, 35 years ago, moved away and then came back recently, bought this house in Dunlap, knowing that one of their top priorities was to make the kitchen do what they needed to do. It's very 60s, early 70s-ish in how it is now. First of all, over here where we have the fridge and the desk, most of the kitchens that we do with desks, we pull them out and put a base cabinet, something more usable, sometimes a pantry. In this case, we're actually going to put a pair of twin pantries on either side, center the fridge in the middle, lots more storage space. And in order to make that happen, one of the key ingredients to this is to take the soffits out. While that won't be something that our crew does, we have a painter, wallpaper, soffit remover person that we sub out to do that work, replaster the ceiling, get it all ready for us. Then the current peninsula, which really makes both the kitchen and the dining room beside inordinately small, needlessly, but that's what they did back then. We're going to take this out and turn it and make it into an island. The island will be really cool in that it will become bigger both in depth and in length. We're going to add a bookcase at the end, and it'll be 48-inch wide countertop, nice spacious countertop, beautiful island. This will then become a straight shot. The drawer stack on the other side will be turned because, as always, we want to reuse all the cabinets that we can. So on this side, the stove side, from day one, she was rather vexed with this silly little corner arrangement where we have a corner you can't get to of death and then a little tray storage, which trays are nice, but it's just a terrible working arrangement. So we're going to replace that with a Lazy Susan. The stove will move slightly. We're going to have all this be new cabinetry because, of course, we're going to the ceiling. Big crown molding, of course, like we do. And over on the left side of the window, we're going to have a couple or three open shelves, which is a concept people are doing more and more these days. Again, gives us more of an open feel, and will look really sharp in terms of what we're doing. In the totality of it, we have 10 new cabinets that are going to be introduced. 4 our current ones are leaving, and 7 will be saved and refaced. And that's a ratio that we typically would use. Usually it's the other way around, but that's the shoe that fit here. And then, of course, new quartz countertops. And when we're all done, no one will ever think this is the same room. That couldn't possibly be the after of that before.
The way they think of it and putting this together, the aesthetics of it, and also the ease of operating too. So you're putting those two things together, and also a real nice touch.
And so when we met, actually they saw us at the Civic Center Home Show, and when we met, we just kind of clicked. The ideas she had were all very good. I filled those in with some things she hadn't thought of. There was a lot of clicking that went on that day, and that's how it often happens for us. Very often am I responsible for everything in terms of a design, and this was one of those cases. We're still going to stay with the paint. There's going to be 2 different colors of green, a little less lime in the green for sure, but it's going to really, really be beautiful. And that's something that I think we're all looking forward to, them in particular.
And now let's take a look at the guys in action and their craftsmanship and see how this whole process comes into being. Well, we're back at the Deitrich household, and we talked with Dave, of course, before this all started about what a great performance this is going to be for the final project. And Mike Doty is here. Mike, great to see you again.
See you.
We have projects, and then we have projects,
Yeah.
and this is one of them. A lot of things have been done already. Why don't you give us a recap of what you've done thus far?
Lots of big changes. As you saw before, there was a peninsula that was coming out there that kind of divided both of the rooms, and now it's kind of one big room focusing on the island here that we've constructed out of some of their old cabinets and then added a few of the newer ones up there as well. So a lot of the big changes that we did was the peninsula we moved over to make this island and constructed this long base cabinets with, we used some of their upper cabinets that was along the peninsula and built them into base cabinets as well and constructed this focal point in the room right now. So we're in the process of refacing the kitchen now. The big difference between this is, and a lot of people are doing the painting now, so when we do the painting, we use a contact glue. So we kind of come in here, as you can see on there, we kind of scratch things up to give it a good contact glue with it. And then versus if we use like wood, oak, we kind of use a pin nailer on there. So that's kind of the big difference between this versus some of the other wood ones that we do. So we're in the process of that right now. Another nice feature that we're doing in here is the floating shelves. There's going to be 3 floating shelves right there. We're in the process of doing one at the moment. The drawer stack there also that we moved from the peninsula, it was kind of facing into the other room where it was kind of useless, or very inconvenient to run around and get there. Made the dishwasher. This is all, the sink base was originally, the original sink base, we took the style of the center post, which is nice so you can get in there and work whatever you need to do. We've added a few of the nice big lazy Susans, which on the upper you can see up there where they can spin around. This was kind of a dead corner cabinet where there was really no way of getting in there. Over here, these are all new cabinets. You're going to have the space saver there, like everybody does. The big boy waste that's going down there, which is really convenient as well. Now, the other thing that we did in the island is some of the cabinets that we put on here, they were just had normal doors in there that we're putting like 2 more drawer stacks in there as well, so she has plenty of drawers. And then over here where the refrigerator area is, I think there was an old desk that was there before, and it's really beautiful now with hiding in the refrigerator and lots of space there for her. And obviously the customers came in here and took all the soffits out, and we moved everything up to the ceiling. So it's going to be a really functional kitchen now.
It's very, very useful still to the Deitrichs.
Right.
I mean, there's not a big mess, and that's the experience that you have.
Right, yeah. I mean, we take pride in that. We talk about it all the time. We try to make it least invasive for the customer as possible, make their experience enjoyable.
Isn't it great to have this job, to be able to create this way?
Yeah, Susan and I were talking about it earlier. Yeah, she always says, you make dreams come true in the kitchen. So, yeah, we enjoy it.
My Doty, he is the best, the veteran, the pro. Susan and Doug will talk with us when we take a look at the final project. I can't wait. You're going to love it. And voila, the new kitchen has arrived. We're here at the Deitrichs with Sue and Doug, and they've done a lot of work up here to match Mr. Woodfront himself. David Russell, how are you?
Just fine.
Another great job.
Well, thank you very much. They almost always come together very fluidly, and this one was no exception. A variety of things, starting with removal of the soffits. We had an independent person come in and do that, independent company. They did a marvelous job, got that out of the way, and then the differencing in the way things were going to go, removing the peninsula and so forth, adding the shelves, the refrigerator sections. You can see there was a lot going on here, and yet within 3-4 days, she all came together. The new quartz countertop, the backsplash, it has all the elements of most of the projects that we do these days. The 2 different color paints is really effective. It's really a beautiful, beautiful end result. So over here, as you'll recall, the refrigerator was tied against the wall. Never a good idea for opening purposes. Then the little desk, and it was just kind of a mess. We have a couple of pantries. This one has rollouts. This one has rollouts in the bottom. As you know from the past, often they're full, but this is an option that we can also do where there's just a couple lower ones. Gives you a little more total storage possibility with having at chest level just adjustable shelves. So this is certainly one of their favorite parts of this. We took the cabinets that were in the Peninsula, 2 of them we made into drawer stacks, but then we added this bank on the back. These are new. Turned the Peninsula 90 degrees, doubled it up so it's 36 inches wide. So we have the back side with a full height door. We have the cabinets that were in the Peninsula, and of course refaced it so there's no seams. You could never figure out that this is what we did, but yet we were able to use and salvage what was there to maximize efficiency.
And again, they knew what they wanted, so their ideas, and that's what's always great.
Yeah.
You take the ideas and you've got the experience to do this.
Exactly. When the homeowner doesn't really know what they want, it makes it harder for me to generate that when they already have a pretty good concept. Sue's a very smart lady, and she had a very strong opinion, and so I'm able to then fill that in. Let's take that and do it ×2 sort of thing. So it really makes it a lot better and gives a nicer net result when the homeowner is actively involved in terms of having concepts in advance of how they want to have the kitchen end up.
Sue and Doug knew what they were doing, and it made it so easy.
And they taught me a thing or two. I mean, this happens occasionally.
That's great. So, as we always do, let's talk to the happy owners. Ladies and gentlemen, the Deitrichs. Sue, Doug, their kitchen. It's gorgeous. And Woodfront did such a wonderful job of taking your guys' ideas.
From the get-go, we worked with Dave. He came over and saw the kitchen as it was, laughed a little, but had some great ideas in combination with what we had, utilized current cabinets that we had, gave us new cabinets and the piece around the refrigerator, all the storage, and the functionality is amazing. So it was great.
One of the things that was really good about working with them was coordinating with other people that we needed to bring in to do a few things, add a gas line, a water line. We were able to get things coordinated, and so the days that they weren't here, we were able to get people in, and the whole process through the month of June ran really smoothly.
This is the kitchen of our dreams, and that's what Woodfront Kitchens did. This is our forever home, and this is the forever kitchen. And it's just amazing what we got. It's made the house a home.
And you can have it too. You're watching this and you're saying, you know, I think we should do something with our kitchen. Yes, you should. Take it from the Deitrichs. They love their new kitchen. With the expertise of Dave Russell, for the wonderful work that their crew does to keep your house neat and looking sharp even while they're working, and then you have this final product. It can happen to you. Decades of work and making people's dreams come true can happen to you. The number is right here. Give them a call and let Woodfront Kitchens make this happen for you.